about this point right here where a ram has to come in and be the salvation because there's the substitute and it's so and so, and I'm going on. And he said, yes, we believe that. I was thinking, now, wait a minute. I had talked to another priest friend of mine.
Okay.
He's not a priest, he's a preacher for the born-again Christians. And he told me to be real careful with these Muslims. But for sure he was telling me, read this to them because they don't believe this. And he was saying he did believe it. I was thinking, So step by step I was thinking, we can do this. I went back to my father. I said, Dad, I want us to do business with this guy. My father said, okay, great. I said, because I can convert him. And my father, he's so sweet. He said, leave him alone. He has his religion. We have our religion. He's a nice person. You don't need to convert people. I said, no, this is our mission. We have to save people to the Lord. My dad said, listen. My dad said, listen, it's up to him to save the people, okay?
SubhanAllah.
Yeah, my dad said that. I'm thinking, no, I got to convert this guy. So we start doing business.
Why were you so eager to convert him? Why?
Huh?
Why were you so eager to convert him?
Well, to be honest about the thing, you see, I was out on the streets going around doing what we'd call in English, Arabic, when Muslims would say street dawah. That's what I used to do as a Christian. I would be in the streets and I would have my Bible and I would witness. They call it witnessing, Yeah. I think that's a good comparison, witness, dawah. And I would go up to people like drug dealers or prostitutes in the street, anybody. I see them, they're downtrodden, poor, they don't have a home. If I have anything, if I have some money, I will give it to them. And, they're saying, oh, thank you, and give them some food, anything. And then at the same time, I start bringing them the message of the Bible. And I would quote to them many of the scriptures in the Bible, the good things, the things we as Muslims, there's no doubt about it. These are good teachings, very moral and upright things. And so as I was doing these things, I felt a need to call the people to Jesus.
Yes.
And that's what I wanted to do with this man. And I was told these Muslims are very dangerous people. They don't believe like we believe, and they're, just stay away from them. And I've been warned in a number of times.
By your friends?
Yeah, by other preachers, actually.
Preachers.
Yeah. So then the next thing that happens, we start traveling together. This gentleman from Egypt, I can't remember the name of the city he's from, but anyway. So as we're traveling together, working together, I watched his character and I thought, wow. Every time it was time for him to do what he calls salah. Salah means like the connection between you and Allah. And it doesn't really mean prayer. It's bigger than that, but you know that. Anyway, so he would stop. Whatever we're doing, he'd say, excuse me for a few minutes. And I would watch him. And we're doing business. We're trying to do this. Here he goes. Walk over there and you'd see him and bowing and putting his head on the ground. And in a moment he would put his head on the ground, I'd say, look at this. This is so unbelievable. A human being, a strong man who's willing to humble himself to put his head in the dirt in front of his Lord. This is an amazing religion. If you can get a human being to humble themselves like that in front of God, like this, and fasting, not eating, not drinking during the daylight hours. I didn't imagine to see something like this. And then, on top of that, here is a man who had some moral teachings about him that I can't even describe it even now, but I'll give you an example and let you think about this. Watch this. One day, I had two little daughters, one about this big and one a little bit bigger than that, I guess, And one a little bit bigger than that, I guess, And so to the older of the two, she's about 5 or 6, I guess, he says to her, would you like to borrow $1? And I thought, borrow $1? What's that? You want to give a kid $1? Give him $1. What's this borrow $1 thing?
5 years old, she was at that time.
So he gave her the $1, and I told him thank you for that. I was thinking, because in Texas we actually say, hey, can I borrow $1, borrow $10, borrow 20? We don't mean we're going to ever pay it back, by the way. That's the kind of borrowing we're talking about. A few days later, he asked her if she had any money. She had like 4 quarters, something like that. And he said, okay, give it back. This is the $1 you owe me. And I thought, oh, how tacky. Who's this man, And I asked him, I said, what's that? He said, well, do you remember another time that I borrowed $1 from her and I paid her back? I did remember that.